For me, it's a total escape. Suddenly it's just quiet and you're preoccupied with everything that's in front of you. Colours, movement, light. You're surrounded by beauty. My life has always felt unscripted. I've kind of felt like I've never known what's around the corner. Becoming a father is not just like this new moment in time for me, but it's actually become like this profound marker that divides my life into the before and after. You just kind of have this amazing feeling that your life is forever changed. "5 minutes of fame." Let's do this. Where do we begin? I was born in Brisbane. I was born in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and my father was from North Queensland, so in my youth we kind of split our time between Brizzy and Cairns in North Queensland. Cairns is the home port to the Great Barrier Reef. From the get-go, that kind of, when you find an environment and you realise that you click in that environment more so than anywhere else, that was kind of my environment. I felt most at home. Lord Howe Island. I got over there by accident in a way, and I ended up staying for the best part of my 20s. I was already a dive master then. I'd spent time living in the Pacific. My typical day would be probably 3 dives a day underwater. So I was on the water non-stop. I was underwater non-stop. When I wasn't sleeping, I was underwater, put it that way. And sometimes I was probably falling asleep underwater. I was diving for a long time before I actually started diving with a camera. Putting a camera underwater just complicates everything. The whole game gets reset straight away. But then you got your subject, the conditions, your diving skills, being comfortable in the water. It's a difficult game, and I love it. I'd heard whispers of work internationally, working on different boats, diving and traveling the world, and I had to find out. I had to dive the world. I had to see what was out there. So I went to Europe, to France, to look for work on super yachts. One of the boats had a round-the-world itinerary and a submarine on board. Immediately, I was like, what do I have to do to be your guy? Long story short, I was on that boat for over 3 years, and we went around the world 1.5 times and just dived. Bahamas, Costa Rica, Cocos Island, Galapagos, and into the Pacific, Tahiti, the Tuamotus, Fiji, Palau. I think we spent a year in the Pacific alone. It was like a daily, unfathomable scenario. Every day it was like, this doesn't make sense. For so long in that period there, I was living out of a suitcase. So that was just a unique scenario to kind of have no home base, not know what the next month or two had lined up, and basically just continuously be traveling. Beautiful, sounds awesome, and it was awesome, but eventually, I think 10 years later, I could see that this was not sustainable.
All right.
I didn't think I'd really settle down ever. I think after traveling so much, I just really kind of missed just having a place to call my own. This was taken in the north of Norway in the Arctic Circle. This is the photograph that I met Melissa, my wife, through. She actually reached out to me regarding a print of this photograph. Life just moves fast. I fell in love immediately for the most incredible character I've ever met. I can handle myself underwater with the scariest of marine life, or I was lost at sea for, I got stories that scared the life out of most people, but parenthood's hard. Having a baby's hard. Now I got a beautiful baby girl, and she's just, it's hard work, but it's that beautiful, bitter, sweet kind of thing of just working hard and never feeling more love than ever before, Careful, little one. What else should we pick now? You want to pick some of the little peppers over here? I can't hide it. It's been a shock the past few years of how abruptly things have kind of changed, but it's just me learning and feeling my way through this new kind of lifestyle. I mean, to think that I lived on boats for 10 years and now I'm growing veggies and stuff, you know, it's just completely different, and it's a shock. It's a shock, but it's good, and I pinch myself every day. Being a father, you recalibrate everything, right? You kind of just look at, it's cliche, but you look at the world in different eyes. Like, it's almost full circle where I'm just loving being in this moment of being a new dad. Everything's new, it's exciting. The love is just overwhelming. But I'm also looking forward to kind of going back to what I was doing before, but with my little daughter in tow, with my wife in tow. You filming? All my travel sort of, I mean, I don't want to say they're selfish things, but they're just kind of like eye-opening for me. You know, they're me really being enriched and experiencing the world in different ways for what it is. And then coming back to this kind of life that I have now is really just the definition of love, really. You know, you're surrounded by people that you can't get enough of, and you have a wonderful routine, and you spend your days just doing simple, beautiful things.